Hello everyone, welcome. I am back to yapping again and back with another speed paint. Today, our victim will be Leander from a game called Touchstarved. I had this unfinished piece on my iPad for years at this point, and as I was searching for video ideas, I decided that it's gonna be the best introduction into fall and, of course, the spooky season. Funny enough, the game isn't even out yet. It is set to release the next year, but for me, just seeing the teaser for it made me deep dive into finding whatever I can about it. I believe it was on Kickstarter at first, and I was real close to even buying the art book on there. Fortunately, it got enough traction for it to become a fully fledged project, and I already got to see even some streamers play the demo. Ever since, I have not been the same. Anyways, as I said, this drawing was in works for a while. I tried to finish it as best as I could way before, so what you'll see about halfway into the video is where I left it off last time. I came back to it and decided to at least make it look less harsh, I guess. I think I was using a different brush for line art back then, so the lines were all jagged and pixelated. The thing that I wanted to redo the most were the eyes. I really wanted them to be the focal point of the whole piece. Like he's staring right at you and you don't really know what he's thinking. I also wanted to practice a bit of eye rendering. I always am fascinated by different ways people bring life into their pieces through that process. I always think about it whenever I play Genshin, because the characters' eyes have such different designs from each other. But I digress. After the eyes were done, I was thinking I should touch up some things. I ended up fully replacing his nose, adjusting the lips, and the shading on the entire face. When I was done with that, I thought about the flower. It looked super flat and completely out of place now, so I redid the whole thing as well. Oh, I also really wanted to add some dimension to the scar on his cheek. I'm still not really satisfied, but it does look better than before. As I was rewatching the speed paint, I also noticed the initial coloring I did around the eyes, and I tried my best to bring that vibe back by adding the purplish red pink, almost like an eyeshadow around his eye. I think it added that little oomph that I wanted there. The green glow was giving me trouble from the very start. I was not sure if I want to make it as realistic as I can, or take some artistic liberties to make it look more how I'd prefer it to be. I chose the latter, taking the liberties within reason. I darkened some places, smoothed out the softer glows, and decided to justify the rest with the red ambient light. One of the last things was shading the hair a bit more, adding some highlights and cleaning up the rigid edges that were hidden under line art before. To finish the whole piece off, I used the liquify tool to fix up his face proportions a little bit. I noticed way before that the eyes were a little too big, and as much as I wanted them to be the focal point, I wanted to keep it closer to the original design. And quite frankly, I just think it looks so much better like that. I also changed his expression slightly, just so he looks a bit more as I intended it to be, with the heavy blushing and all. I gotta say, I really like this one. I don't know what it is, I was kinda happy with it from the beginning. It was never like the greatest thing ever, but at the time it was kinda cool, and right now it makes me feel like I improved a lot. I remember vividly thinking to myself 2 years back, how on earth people render. I remember trying my hardest to understand it, and as much as I looked up people doing it or trying to explain how to do it, there was just not enough understanding in my brain. I don't know, I just paid attention as best as I could, and I think those little challenges and practices with just looking at the shapes and the planes of the face, like even analyzing how people were doing the arcane art style, it really helps you understand things. And as I was rendering the shoes, I literally thought to myself as I was drawing this one, I did so much detail and so much work just for the practice of the shoes. Maybe I should just do the exact same thing for the nose and I'm gonna be able to draw it. Lo and behold, he has a nose. And it's a really nice one. I don't know, it's just really exciting to me. It's one of those things that you don't notice until it happens. Quite frankly, if I didn't draw those shoes, I probably wouldn't try to render the nose how I did, which means that I wouldn't follow up with many other changes that I did to him. So I guess it's kind of a snowball effect in a good way. So yeah, also, if you ever are struggling with finishing a piece, don't worry about it too much. As long as it's not something that you have for school or a commission or something like that, you really shouldn't worry about how fast are you gonna finish it. just remember to be patient with yourself. Because I know how frustrating it gets when you really, really want to do something, but you just cannot. And that was me with rendering. And here I am. Whatever it is, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my yaps. I usually am gonna try to make the speed paints along with the yapping session in it, because I can just talk with you and geek out about some things. And if you still want to see the speed paint, you can just turn me down or just take off your headphones. So whatever floats your boat, however you want to enjoy it, I'm grateful either way. Even if you stop by just for a second, I really appreciate it. So thank you for watching this one, and hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!